Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at 3D scanning an injection mold, or in this case a thermoform mold. That way we can get a scanned model of it, put it in CAD, maybe make some modifications, and then have a new model. If that sounds good, stick around. I'm Dustin, this is Innovation Creations. What we have here today, this is a thermoform mold. It's actually handcrafted out of Bondo and wood, and then hand sculpted to fit some tools. So we don't have a 3D model for it. So what I'm going to do today is scan this, make a little modifications, strengthen those chips up that we have, and make a new model. And then from there we can send it off to have a new mold made. We can 3D print this now, but as of right now, we don't have a CAD model of this because it's handmade. So I'm going to go into a screen record here, and I'm going to go into my settings, and I want a feature, not the markers. We're going to try general object type right now. We'll see if we need to move to the dark because this is like a darker green color. And I think that's it. So we're in near mode. So we're gonna turn that contrast on auto. Okay, and this part has a lot of features, so it should track pretty well. We're gonna start scanning here. So I do have the turntable turning kind of slow because I want it to pick up all these features. I'll kind of hold it at an angle here, and at least for one pass here. You can see there's kind of some dark spots where there's holes that's not capturing, but I'll go back and clean that up. So it's tracking very well here. So I kind of want to get those spots that it didn't fill in before. Might try to rotate this and get more of a top view. Some of these pockets are kind of deep. If you try and move too fast, it'll lose tracking, but it's doing pretty good here. Again, I'm trying to just fill in these dark pockets that don't have any data here. I am getting in the 1,000 frames here now, so this file is going to be pretty big, but I want to capture all this data. Okay, go back over here, get those couple spots, and I think that's good. So we'll pause that. Stop this turntable here. Okay, so we can see that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and OK that. Go to the model. Okay, for most part that's pretty good. I'm going to just do the one-tap editing here. I'm going to do the detailed. We'll see how this turns out. I may go back and go in manually and do these steps. If I do that, I might just hook it to the computer and do it that way through revoscan. But if one tap comes out pretty good, we might just keep that file. I'll speed this process up here. Okay, so the one-tap editing is done, and that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and just cut some of this off, make the file a little bit smaller. There we go. It's a little cleaner. So now we can just take this and hook a USB cable to it and transfer the STL over. So we'll move over to the computer now. Okay, so now I have the model pulled up here in Revoscan, and I'm just going to go through and do some hole filling here. So I want to close this model up because it's kind of hollow underneath. So to be able to make this a solid body in SolidWorks, we want to try to close this up. So I did miss some scanning right here, which I could go back and go capture, but we're going to see what we can do with it as is. See if we can't close this up. I know that's going to give a weird angle there, but we're going to, you know, it's not important for what we're doing here. Just apply that. Okay, so that closed everything up. A couple of spots here, but bottom isn't flat. But so now I'm just gonna go to simplify, and this is gonna be a lot of triangles because I took a lot of data. So I'm actually going to go to like, let's go to like 60. This may take a minute. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So now we're just going to go to export, mesh model. Let's just save this as an STL to wherever you want here. Okay, now we are in SolidWorks, and we're going to go up here to open. And we're going to find our file that we want to open, and now we want to go to options, and we want to make sure that graphics body is checked. Hit OK and open that, and this may take a minute here for it to upload. So you can see it brought the file in. Now this is all one object, so you can't, you know, choose the faces. There's a lot of faces on here, you can see, but as of right now it's all one part. So and I can make this easier to see under view, and there we go. So the first thing we want to do is, if you don't have mesh modeling, you can go into the tabs and turn it on here. So you want to go into the mesh modeling and convert the mesh to the body. Click on that whole model, and you can check group facets to faces and hit OK. And this may take a minute to convert. Okay, so now you can see it doesn't highlight the whole part as a block. Now it just highlights the part itself. So what I'm wanting to show here, and I'm not going to redo this whole model and have you guys watch me do that. What I want to show here is that you can take any, you know, hand carved, whether it's like clay or a mold, anything you don't have a 3D model for, you can scan it, bring it into CAD, and I'm going to show you how you can edit that point cloud. So first we're going to just put a simple hole in here. And you know, that could translate into a lot of other things that you can do to cut shapes and everything, but I'm just going to do a simple hole. So what we want to do is, first we want to make a plane, and we'll just go to that and I'll show you that you can't really choose anything. So what you need to do is go up here and right click toolbars and make sure this selection filter is on. And what that'll do is that'll bring up this here, and this very last one allows you to select facets. So if you click that, and let me go back to this different view here, you can see it's allowing me to pick all these points now. So I want to do a simple hole on this sort of flat area here. So we're going to make a plane. I'm just going to pick 3 points. That's a decent plane there. I'm going to hit OK. With that still highlighted, I'm going to go to sketch on that plane, and sometimes it flips it upside down. So I'm just going to put a random hole here. And then now we can go to extrude cut. I'm just going to go 10 up and let's just say 50 down, so then you can see it's definitely all the way through the part. Hit OK, and there's your hole. So now if you go to that different view, there is your hole. So let's try something different here. So these cradles here are for like sockets, okay? So you can tell they're hand carved, nothing's perfect on here. But let's say we want to make it a little more defined, and we can go through and do this everywhere, but just a little example here. Let's go, I'm gonna turn this plane off. We can go here again and pick a plane. I like this other view I like this other view better. So what I want to do is I want to try to get a plane here. This may be kind of tough because it's kind of leaned back a little bit. Let's see what we can do. That's not too bad. So let's go ahead and use that. And then again, I want to sketch on that plane that's already highlighted. And I flipped it upside down again. Love that. So now what I want to do is I kind of want to section this. Hang on. Let me highlight that plane first and section that. So what I'm doing is sectioning the part, and I just want to come up to where these cradles, where I can really see them. Okay, so now I want to try to get a straight on view best I can here. That's not too bad right there. So just an example here, we want to make this like a true dimension here instead of just, you know, just by hand. So let's go in here and let's make this a little bit bigger. Just a 3-point circle. Okay, let's actually dimension this. Say we want a, you know, 16 millimeter socket to go on there. Exit that. We're going to exit this section view. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go the other way. And let's just say, you know, 27 mil. Yep, that gets us plenty out of that cradle area there. So what that will do is that will take your point cloud and kind of cut that out. Now, you know, I can go back even further to make that a little bit more clean, but just to show you guys a little example that you can modify the point cloud just like a 3D model. So let's try one other thing. So there's a chip out of here. The problem with that though is that I need to make this whole part longer, and it's kind of a regular shaped. Let's just work with there. Alright, so let's get another plane here. Okay, I want to sketch on that plane. This time I want to just try to go across the top here. Well, see, I can't choose anything because I don't have that highlighted. now I can pick these points. Let's just pick something up here. Here. All right. Now that's not, you know, it's kind of cutting through the part a little bit, but we can extrude it both directions. Let's exit that. Go to features, extrude boss. Wow. Okay. So we just want to go like 1.5. See what that gives us. That's not too bad. Alright. Go ahead and accept that. So now that, I mean, it doesn't look beautiful, but you know, you can take your time and really, you know, merge that in a little bit. You could throw this in the blender also and kind of, you know, smooth that stuff out, since everything else is irregular shaped. When you throw geometric shapes in there, it's going to look different. So now to get that radius in there, we could always do a sketch off the top of this part. And then we could always do a 3-point circle again. Extrude a cut. Go down about, I don't know, 10 mil. And now we have that radius still where that tool can fit in there. So let me go back to this other view and make it look a little better. There we go. So, I mean, that just gives you a couple ideas that you can do to modify a point cloud. I know I had some trouble modifying them in the beginning, so this kind of just gives you guys a few ideas to try out. I mean, you can add features, you know, holes. When you're happy with it, you can, you know, just export this. We'll just save it as an STL. Let's go. There we go. Alright, now let's go check it out in the slicer here. Okay, so we have it in the slicer here, and obviously it's too big for the bed plate here, but let's just rotate this around. Move it over. So you can see now, you know, all the edits that we made. This hole here, we made this nice dimensioned socket hole here. Definitely looks better than these other ones that were hand carved. And then we touched this up here, which looks a lot better. So again, guys, you know, I know it's kind of messy because it's, you know, not a 3D modeled part. So everything's, you know, not well defined, but just showing you guys that you can edit an object, you know, your point cloud, and you can still get some good results. So like I said before, there was no 3D model for this mold, and now, you know, after 3D scanning, you can throw it in here and make a few changes and actually get a model that you can use and you know, reprint or send out and remake the mold. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, like, I'm not trying to, you know, get down to the the details of modifying this 100%. I'm just trying to bring up some ideas for other uses for people to do, and maybe spark some new ideas of how people can use this. So yeah, take it for what you will. If you look back at my first videos, I kind of explain that this is my first 3D scanner. My series that I'm putting together is basically just showing everybody how easy you can get into this 3D scanning. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy the videos. Please like and subscribe down below. I appreciate it. See you next time.